Right now on Apple Valley News Now at 5, more changes are coming to Kennewick's Vista Field.
Plus, we are learning much more about a fire near the Lower Monumental Dam.
And also ahead, delayed. We'll explain why the new Tri-Cities Animal Shelter's grand opening won't be happening in August after all. Stacy.
And our summer heat wave continues with triple-digit temps and some possible thunderstorms overnight. All the details coming up in my First Alert weather forecast.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner.
And I'm Austin Reed. First up tonight, we have learned that there is now a delay when it comes to opening the new Tri-Cities Animal Shelter in Pasco. We met with the shelter manager today who says the project has been 10 years in the making. The work is continuing on. Now, the new facility will be directly next door to the old one. Due to setbacks like ordering supplies, the grand opening is looking to be in December now instead of August like originally planned.
It's coming down to the end. Right now they're doing some final touch-ups to it before they sign it over to the city. Ordering supplies, the furniture, fixtures, and equipments, getting the vendors on board, getting those ordered. We didn't really have a place to store them. We had to wait until we get control of the building.
The current building was built back in the 1950s and has simply outlived itself. This week, another popular shelter is celebrating their 57th birthday, 57 years of serving the community.
Happy birthday to you.
The Benton Franklin Humane Society in Kennewick is celebrating their 57th birthday this week. The shelter says they look forward to continuing the mission for many more years to come. Over the weekend, folks who stopped by the shelter took advantage of a reduced adoption event. Just $19.67 for most adult pets, $19.67. The shelter says to keep track of their social media pages for more birthday celebrations and specials all month long.
A little over 800 acres burned in Franklin County yesterday after a fire near the Lower Monumental Dam. Take a look at this. Right now, according to the Franklin County Fire District 2, the fire is not burning. We're told it mostly took place in grass and brush, but did threaten some crops, power, and homes. The fire chief says they still haven't determined the cause of the fire.
It's under investigation. They think maybe it was a campfire, but they're still investigating.
And fire districts from all around Franklin County assisted, along with the Colotus Volunteers and Adams County. State fire assistance was also mobilized. The fire chief tells us there were 2 helicopters out there helping out. The fire started yesterday around 2 in the afternoon, but we're told state assistance was cleared around midnight. No injuries or damages came out of this fire. The fire chief says it's mostly pasture land and a few fences that burned. The Northwest Interagency Coordination Center gave an update today on just how many large wildfires there are in both Washington and Oregon. Take a look at this map. So in our immediate viewing area, crews are only battling the Lone Rock Fire over in Morrow and Umatilla counties. And for the entire state of Washington, there are just 2 significant fires. In Oregon, crews are battling 8 fires, including that Lone Rock wildfire. Now, we've been talking about the fire danger as we're getting into the week and things are heating up. Stacy, we're getting a look at the current conditions.
That's right. We'll take a look at that and let's stay in fire mode. We do have red flag warnings all through our region. We're tracking some possible dry thunderstorms. Now, we could see a little bit of rain. It would be our first moisture to come through the area since probably mid-June. However, we're mainly anticipating having some dry lightning strikes hitting central Oregon first and then making its way to the north. So those red flag warnings stay in place through Wednesday night. If we do see any thunder activity, it'll happen late tonight or early tomorrow. So be safe out there. 101 degrees. It is hot. Our feels like temp 100. Our sunset at 8:44. Very warm day. Temperatures elsewhere around the area. Look at this. There's several of us in that triple-digit weather. And unfortunately, those temperatures are going to stay with us. Here's what it looks like tonight. 63 for the low with increasing clouds. Excessive heat warning going to stay in play all the way through late on Sunday. 105 could be the temperature for us tomorrow. So let's recap. The increasing clouds, thunderstorms, elevated fire danger, heat wave continues. I'll break it all down coming up in my First Alert weather forecast. Austin, Alyssa.
Thanks, Stacey. Tonight, an exclusive report. State Attorney General Bob Ferguson has hit a roadblock in his investigation into child sexual abuse in the Catholic Church after a judge denied the Attorney General's request to enforce a subpoena against the Seattle Archdiocese. Now, Ferguson's investigation focused on whether the Catholic Church used charitable funds to help cover up child sexual abuse. He issued subpoenas against the Yakima Diocese, the Seattle Archdiocese, and the Spokane Diocese for documents the church has not made public regarding child sexual abuse. Survivors and advocates speaking out after a judge denied a petition to enforce the subpoena against the Seattle Archdiocese.
What we care about is that this doesn't happen to another child. That's why we're doing what we're doing. We don't want any child to experience what we experienced.
Coming up in a story you'll only see here, Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell spoke to the Catholic Accountability Project and the Yakima Diocese about what all of this means moving forward. Happening tonight in Sunnyside, the City Council will be discussing who will lead the city moving forward. Last night, there was a meet and greet with the two candidates who are in the lead to become the next city manager. Those two finalists include Aaron Palmquist and Mike Gonzalez. We will be watching that meeting tonight and bring you more tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest from 5 until 7 a.m.
Well, do you or someone you know want to start a nonprofit or already have one? The Three Rivers Community Foundation 2024 grant is almost live and will be open for applications. The grant is to help nonprofits that are part of the Benton or Franklin County area or that provide services to either of the counties. The application opens up July 31st, and Three Rivers Community Foundation is holding 2 informational sessions about the application over Zoom at noon, the first being tomorrow, the next one on July 24th. The CEO of the Three Rivers Community Foundation says this grant is all about supporting local nonprofits.
It's about programs and projects that are helping in different parts of the community. And it can be anything from animal welfare to arts-focused organizations. We fund nonprofits that provide food insecurity support, housing, domestic violence, education, youth, just a really wide spectrum.
Officials also say that the average awarded grant to the recipients is about $4,000. The deadline to apply is in September on the 16th, and nonprofits will be notified sometime early November if they were selected. Hey, Vista Field is growing. Earlier this month, the Port Commissioners approved a 90-day right to negotiate with Columbia Point Eye Care Clinic to open up a new eye care business onto Vista Field. That's part of Phase 1's plan. It is going to be a 7,000 square foot building, which will serve as their eye care clinic, but they are also building in about 1,500 square feet of tent space for a business to rent out from the eye care clinic. The director of real estate for the Port of Kennewick says this new addition is all about the accessible community plan of Vista Field.
We've talked about a lot of the different residential opportunities out here, and medical is a key use out here, as well as restaurants and retail and boutiques and different kinds of service businesses. Medical is a desired use. So you can live out here and walk to your eye doctor and go have some coffee or lunch right after, and do that all within a walkable community.
As of right now, the eye clinic is in its design phase, but Vista Field Phase 1 is now about 40% sold in its Phase 1 of parcels.
The historic Downtown Kennewick Partnership had to postpone its Impact Awards due to the extreme heat we've been seeing. Now, those were meant to take place on the 10th of this month. Now they've been rescheduled for September 18th at 6 p.m. The Impact Awards are a celebration of everything downtown, honoring businesses, volunteers, and organizations who help make downtown thrive. It was meant to be an outdoor event at the Kennewick Public Market, but again, the temperatures were just too hot.
But it became 110 degrees, and that's a little too hot for us to do outside events safely. We actually do have a hot weather advisory policy, so anything that's hotter than 105 degrees is an automatic cancellation if we don't have an indoor alternative. And unfortunately, we didn't have one set up in July.
Now, Stephanie Button, the executive director with the historic Downtown Kennewick Partnership, you just heard from there, says they were able to reschedule to September 18th at the Kennewick Public Market. And this time around, they do have an indoor contingency plan just in case. They said everyone who bought tickets will be able to move them to the new date or just get a refund. And Button says tickets are still available to attend the event. You can find more information about that on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. Now, still ahead on Apple Valley News Now at 5, Senator Patty Murray is working to stop fentanyl overdoses on Native American land. We'll shed more light.
And get ready for more hot weather. Stacy is tracking your first alert forecast next on Apple Valley News Now, live at 5.
Should we take a look at? What do you think?
So here, from design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $500 off your tub or shower remodel.
Get 2.9% APR for 36 months plus $1,000 purchase allowance on most 2024 Cadillac models when you finance through Cadillac Financial.
Tiffany Smiley is not who she says she is.
Tiffany Smiley started a PAC claiming to raise money to support conservative candidates, but contributions were funneled to pay off her own $1 million campaign debt.
Of the almost $800,000 she raised, only $24,800 went to candidates. Instead, Tiffany used the money on luxury travel and to try to pay off her massive debt.
Tiffany Smiley deceived her donors. Don't let her deceive you.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message.
Choice Student Checking. Open yours today at any Yakima Federal Savings and Loan.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino is shifting into high gear with the $160,000 Ultimate American Road Trip. Win free play gas cards or cruise your way up to $50,000 cash every Friday and Saturday. Earn entries every day and multiply them on select Mondays. Then, on July 27th, win a new Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. More winners, more often.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything. From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Rowing on North Idaho rivers. Apple Valley News Now tonight at 6.
Thank you for staying with us. Today, U.S. Senator Patty Murray, chair of the Senate Appropriations Committee, toured the recently opened Lummi Nation Health Center. Murray heard from staff and tribal members about how the opioid crisis is affecting their community. And I should say it's Lummi. Now, Murray toured the center's new behavioral and physical treatment facilities for members of the nation and talked about her ongoing work to secure $10.4 million in funding for the nation to construct a detox facility to help respond to the opioid crisis. Now, that nation continues to be one of the communities most affected by the opioid and fentanyl crisis in all of Northwest Washington.
Also making political headlines today, Senator Bob Menendez has been found guilty on all counts in his federal corruption trial. The New Jersey Democrat was convicted on 16 counts, including bribery, extortion, and wire fraud, and acting as a foreign agent. Menendez received gold bars, hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash, a Mercedes-Benz, and other bribes in exchange for his influence. He now faces a maximum of 222 years in prison. His sentencing date is set for October 29th. Now, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has called for Menendez to resign after that verdict. And California just passed a new law when it comes to transgender rights for children.
Yes, let's check in with Hunter Sowards with the story.
It's a first-in-the-nation law. The governor bans policies that require teachers to tell parents if their child asks to change their gender identification. For months, LGBTQ rights advocates rallied outside board meetings, much like this one in Rockland, against the policy.
Well, I think with the governor signing AB 1955, it's actually going to just cause more confusion.
Confusion led to chaos at times between politicians.
You're out of order. You're out of order. You're disparaging the House.
Sparking this heated exchange between parties debating the bill last month. Republican Assemblymember Bill Asaley's microphone cut mid-sentence.
Wrap up. Okay, so We are here today because the proponents have said that school districts have passed dangerous parental notification policies.
Rockland Unified is one of at least 6 other districts in the state that tried passing similar policies. Many met with legal challenges. And while it's being praised as a way to protect LGBTQ students from so-called forced outings,
if parents aren't supportive of their children, then the children shouldn't have to tell the parents.
Some say it could interfere with parent transparency.
Yeah, the biggest sticking point in why I'm opposed to AB 1955 is that it's going to have others on the other side try to force school districts to keep secrets from parents. And I think that's a non-starter for me.
Advocate and Roseville City School Board member Jonathan Zackerson says the law may still give districts the ability to decide how to move forward.
This policy still allows for a lot of flexibility at the school district level.
That was Hunter Sowards reporting. To learn more about how those laws work here in Washington and in Oregon, you can head to our website, applevalley.newsnow.com.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And let's start with a live look outside on our Dust Devil Sky Cam. We're seeing a little bit of light haze in the area. We've been seeing that coming and going from numerous fires around the region, but air quality okay. I'll get to that in a sec. It's warm, 101 degrees. We just went up a degree here in just the last hour or so. Feels like temp is at 100 degrees. Winds are light at 6 and our sunset at 8:44. Be watching the skies. You can kind of see those clouds starting to move in, and we will be seeing more cloud cover. Now we do have fire weather warnings due to some active dry thunderstorms. This is going to be monsoonal moisture coming up from the desert southwest into our region, kind of wrapping around. And when we get that kind of storm system coming through, we could see some thunder and lightning associated with it. So high fire danger. Here's Futurecast to kind of show you those storms as they come through. Most of those moving towards Portland and down the Columbia River Gorge, Dalles area. But you'll see it kind of wrap around and make its way into the Columbia Basin, Tri-Cities, Yakima foothills of the Blues. Now, we could see a couple of raindrops. We're not anticipating a lot of moisture, but we could also see some lightning developing with these storms as they come through. And we're really keeping an eye on these yellow and orange dots. That's more active activity. Again, in the Cascades, this is going to be through tomorrow afternoon. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's elevating our fire danger. Let's talk air quality. We're at the moderate zone right now. We've had some darker colors earlier today, but right now we're just seeing a light haze through the area. In fact, our smoke map will show you what's to come in the next 24 hours. So the winds are kind of keeping that smoke at bay this evening, but as you can see, we're going to wrap around and we'll see a light haze through our area. So pretty light smoke and haze. Expect to see that while those fires are burning. Let's talk temperatures. Again, we have excessive heat warnings. Look at these temperatures. Average for this time of year in Yakima, 90 degrees, 97 today, up to 101 the next few days. Kind of drop down a little bit on Friday, and then we're right back up way as we get into the weekend. It's going to be very hot this coming weekend. We're way above our average in the Tri-Cities, a good 10 or more degrees for most of our days. And the weekends, well, it's going to be up way above the 100-degree mark. Walla Walla is extra hot as well, typically 91 right this time of year, and we've been sitting in the hundreds and going down to 99 for just one day. So warm temperature trends there in Hermiston. That's a quick look at what's to come this later part of the week. As far as tonight goes, look for temperatures down in the 60s through our area. Should be pretty comfortable. Still on the warm side for some of us, like Yakima and Walla Walla, not cooling off a whole lot. Tomorrow, nice and hot through the area, triple digits. We could break some records in some of our regions. We'll be keeping an eye on that. 7-day planning forecast. Here's where we're going to put in the lightning, a few chances, about 20% chance. Then it's pure sunshine, no moisture in the air. We stay dangerously dry and we get warmer as we head into the weekend. Here's what it's looking like in the Tri-Cities. We finally could start to see a little cool down by Tuesday. The models are a little bit out, but right now they're looking like we could see a nice little drop there, a little bit closer to average on next week. But until then, we get into that weekend. Look at those temperatures in Walla Walla Saturday and Sunday, 106 and 107 degrees, very, very hot. And again, keep an eye out for thunder and lightning over tonight and into tomorrow. Dangerously dry in the Hermiston area. Plus, we'll see some breezy winds later in the week. So very hot conditions, excessive heat warnings and fire danger very high. So we've been saying it a lot, you know, stay hydrated, stay cool, and be fire wise out there. More to come, including your viewer photo of the day. Austin, Alyssa.
Looks like Sunday we need to just stay inside.
Maybe catch a movie.
There you go. Hey, still ahead here on Apple Valley News Now at 5. We are in the midst of a very short cherry harvest season, and we're going to have an update on how the crop is doing. Stay with us.
Vote now in the Apple Valley News Now Restaurant Showdown.
There was a time when you could get a complete meal for just $5, but you gotta go way back. Well, just a Tuesday. Yes, Tuesdays at A&W, single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. This all-time great deal is available Tuesdays only at A&W.
Tiffany Haddish, live on stage.
You ever been in the club in a cute little outfit? You like, I got this for $22. I'm gonna meet me $1 million man in my $22 dress. No, you're not.
Legends Casino Hotel Toppenish, Friday, September 13th.
You be in here dancing, feeling all good and stuff. You raise your arm up and you got a big old hole in your armpit.
Get tickets now at the Legends Gift Shop and Ticketmaster.com. Legends Casino, Friday, September 13th.
Invest in yourself. That's all I'm saying.
Tonight, as the attempted assassination investigations continue, David Muir reports from the RNC as Donald Trump and the Republicans make their case. More Americans turn to the most watched newscast on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
We want to present a $1,000 check to you for all your hard work that you've been doing. Paul Roberts has been volunteering with Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity for about 30 years.
To nominate someone, click on Volunteers Count at applevalleynewsnow.com.
I'm Tiffany Smiley, and I approve this message.
He's been in office way too long. He's completely out of touch. Even voted to give total amnesty and citizenship to millions of illegal immigrants. You might be thinking Joe Biden, but it's Dan Newhouse. That's right, Amnesty Dan and Sleepy Joe work together to encourage the invasion of gangs, drugs, and crime into our communities. So now it's time for Dan and Joe to go.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Attention all Hanford and PNNL workers and contractors. Join United Energy Workers Healthcare for a free lunch and learn resource fair on Friday, July 19th at the Three Rivers Convention Center in Kennewick from 11 to 2 p.m. You may qualify for additional healthcare benefits and financial compensation. Learn more at our free lunch and learn resource fair on Friday, July 19th at the Three Rivers Convention Center in Kennewick from 11 to 2 p.m.
KFC's fan favorite country fried steak is just $5.99 every Wednesday. It's a complete meal with your favorite sides. Best of all, it's just $5.99. Country fried steak, $5.99, Wednesdays only at KFC.
Welcome back, everybody. Bledsoe Wine Estates, a name synonymous with excellence in winemaking, making a big announcement today. Officials announced plans for a new tasting room in the southern region of Walla Walla Valley for its Bledsoe family winery. Construction of the new tasting room, located off Peppers Bridge Road, will begin in spring 2025. The new tasting room comes on the heels of opening its Bledsoe McDaniels winery in Oregon's Willamette Valley last spring. And the largest producer of sweet cherries in the nation is Washington State. And fresh cherry season is underway in the Yakima Valley. Fresh cherries are very fragile, so their short season is a busy time for family-owned Chukar Cherries, the only commercial dehydrator of sweet cherries in the state. This year, Chukar Cherries will process over 500,000 pounds of Washington cherries for use in tree-to-table cherry gifts and treats. The director of domestic promotions at Northwest Cherries told Apple Valley News Now that 2024 has been a great season and the size and sugars are just outstanding.
Well, the nation's 911 system is having its own emergency. More than 75% of call centers experienced outages over the last year. That left millions of people across multiple states unable to dial 911 in an emergency. Officials point to a lack of funding and in the system's age and capabilities. Some states, cities, and counties have modernized their systems. Many others, though, are lagging. And legislation that would allocate nearly $15 billion to upgrade 911 systems in every state unanimously passed the House Energy and Commerce Committee last year. So far, it has not advanced in the Senate.
Still ahead here at 6, Stacy has a look at tonight's viewer photo of the day.
We're just about at 5:23 here, but we're going to hear coming up from Apple Valley News Now tonight at 6. We're going to talk about a battle between the Catholic Church and the state of Washington. Our Emily Goodell learning about the AG's lawsuit against the Yakima Diocese. Don't miss her full story again tonight at 6, only on Apple Valley News Now.
Rowing on North Idaho rivers. Apple Valley News Now tonight at 6.
So sorry, Jack, about the mess that Big Yellow and I made. Yeah, is there any way that I can make it up to you? Or?
Actually, you could help me promote my new $5 Big Deal meal.
You think I could be bought, you son of a...
Hello. This is only showing in Japan, right?
Something is weird. Look around. All possible Triple Play customers are perfectly represented right now.
Wait, really?
There's the family, the group of adult friends, kids on their school trip,
And the first date couple, and the grandparents with their grandkids.
It's just too perfect. I knew it. They're shooting a commercial.
I thought we were better than that.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
We just thought...
If it's hidden, you might get bitten.
Warning, your air conditioner unit needs service. Would you like me to call Bruce?
Yes, call Bruce.
Thanks to today's modern technology, it's never been easier to call Bruce Heating and Air. When your AC unit needs serviced, call Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get this party started.
Just make sure you call the right Bruce.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $1,850 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Okay guys, we're all here because US Cellular has an incredible deal. Right now, you can get 4 lines of unlimited data for just $90. On top of that, you also get 4 free phones.
4 free phones!
The savings continue with stock reduction savings in Bi-Mart's latest savings book, including Ball regular and wide-mouth canning jars and lids. Bi-Mart, your employee-owned membership store.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Everyone's favorite curly fries, one of my famous tacos, a drink, and your choice of sandwich, all for $5. Grab my Big Deal meal and go see Marvel Studios' Deadpool and Wolverine in theaters July 26th. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Summer in our area usually means great weather, but every so often a storm moves in.
Count on Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather to warn you in advance of coming storms.
Stacey Lee evenings, Josh Colbert mornings, Apple Valley News Now. First Alert Weather on your side.
Coming up tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, it's Wednesday, which means it'll be time for our Operation Best Friend segment. We'll introduce you to a pet from a local shelter looking for their forever home. That's all coming up Wednesday morning from 5 to 7.
Welcome back. It just seems like we can't get a break from the heat, Stacey.
It's not giving us a break. This has been a pretty warm July, don't you think? So
I was thinking last night it barely cooled down into, I think, the 60s.
Right. All right. Well, let's take a look at a weather photo. We'll get our mind off the heat. Check that out. Pam got a picture of an owl. She says trying to catch a squirrel. That was in Clarkston. So we do have lots of owls around our area, so it's pretty cool to get a picture of one.
Especially in the daylight.
Yeah, especially in the daylight. Yeah, they usually hunt at night, don't they? All right, thanks for sharing, Pam. Remember, if you'd like to get your weather photo featured on the airwaves, you can just use your smartphone, grab the QR code on the right side of your screen, or simply go to applevalleynewsnow.com and click on the weather tab. Let's take a look and plan your day tomorrow. Yeah. It's warm. It starts out warm and it just never cools down, really, if you can look at those numbers. And then, well, let's do the 7-day planner. So I'm sorry, guys. I wish I had a break, but potentially, and the models are a little far out next week, we might start to see a little bit of a cool down and kind of get out of this heat wave, but it's been a pretty long month of July so far, heat wave wise. So again, try to stay cool out there and be fire wise. But yeah, there you go.
Always search for the shade, right?
The shade and a little breeze would be great, right?
Yes, but not too much because that would cause a fire.
Sure.
Thanks, Stacey, and thank you so much for watching. You can always find the latest on all of these stories at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
We'll be back at 6. World News is next.
Have a good night.